Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. Today we are going to continue on with YouTube Recommends Week with another YouTube recommendation. That's how these theme things work. This one is going to be Mushroomhead, the Heresy from Napalm Records. This 3 weeks ago. This is a relatively new one. I don't know if this is a great way to get into Mushroomhead. Just kind of jumping in with their latest stuff. But that's what we're doing. YouTube decrees it. All right, so let's check out what Mushroomhead is all about. Very interesting visual elements. Okay, I can get into this opening. Yeah. Lots of build-up, lots of tension. Really digging this opening. Real slow build-up here. There we go.
The sacrifice has just begun.
Really keeping those creepy vibes, not only just with the chord progression, but also with her delivery. It's very airy and it's holding out, it's emphasizing odd syllables. Still sticking with that creepiness. We got monotone here, a little bit of fry, like solo energy that it's frying naturally. Really interesting texture harmony there. All right. That harsh with her clean, it just sounds so good. I like the way the textures mix up. Alright, so back to the chorus. So there's not a lot of dynamics in the music, the melodic aspects of the music. We'll get into note range afterwards, but all right. All right, so yeah, that oh jeez, oh jeez, was not expecting that at all. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. All right, yeah, so I enjoyed a lot of what the band was aiming for as far as atmosphere. I think they do a really good job, in this song at least, of creating this creeping tension and even holding it in the release. The intro and the verses kind of have this ambiance going on in the music, and the vocals are handled in a way to add tension. The male vocal, it's really down low, and it's so low in his register that it starts to fry up just naturally from lack of, just his vocal cords aren't moving fast enough to get, a full wavelength out, and it's getting that fry in it. Um, and then the female vocals, she emphasizes these notes, these actually syllables that are not typically accentuated in English speech. So I think one line was like "hold your children" or something like that, and she really emphasized the H, "hold your children." And there's this build into it. Um, and that kind of happens throughout. So you have the creepy, eerie atmosphere of the music, um, and then you also have the unnatural speech of the two singers. Um, and then the male is also doing a very monotone. I think even the females, I'd have to go back and double check. I think even her range was fairly muted, sticking within the same half octave or so. Uh, which I guess, yeah, I don't know. I was gonna say maybe that is a little unnatural for speech, but most people's speech stays within a very tight range. It's actually unnatural to jump around your range. That's weird. So, yeah, that point. I was gonna make that point, but it's a null point. Actually, it doesn't make any sense. Um, but yeah, but even when we get into the chorus, which is where all this tension is supposed to be released, and the build up pays off in the big explosive moment, it's still fairly, I don't want to say creepy, but it has this edge that the tension's not released, the monster's not gone, the fear has not dissipated. There's still something on the horizon. Um, and a lot of that comes from the music. Even though it's louder, they've increased the dynamic of the volume. They haven't really increased the dynamic of the melody of the chord progression. The whole song really sits in the same spot. It doesn't move too often as far as chord progression goes, as far as um, like melodic range goes. A lot of the song stays in the same key signature, the same chord progression, the same range of notes, and it's just this constant fear, this constant creeping terror that just it doesn't go away no matter how long in your life it goes. And I don't know how that fits into the lyrics. You're something about a heresy and hiding your daughters and your firstborn sons and something like that. I wasn't really keeping up with the story much, um, but musically, musically, there's an ever present danger that never dissipates. The only time that I can say the song really moves away from its tension into a little bit more outright power is during the bridge, where the male singer is going like full fry scream, and it's a little bit more empowering there. But I mean, it's fleeting. It really is. It's a drop in the bucket compared to the tension that the rest of the song brings to the table. So yeah, like I said, I really dig what they were going for. The atmosphere is amazing. They hold it throughout. They don't really give much of a release, which normally I would say you have to, but I think for the thematic element that I'm getting here about an ever-present terror, I think it really fits to not really give the listener a chance to breathe, because in the narrative, whoever is being chased by this force, entity, monster, whatever, they don't get a break. And I think it really helps to put that theme, that encompassing that emotion into the music. So that's cool stuff. Um, the music, there's not really much to talk about there. Like I said, they well, I'll give them props for this. They took a song that doesn't change much and kept my interest for 5 minutes, which is, I mean, pop music. I can't even just call out pop music. Mainstream music as a whole, um, I mean, tends to stick around the same idea musically, and some songs are lucky to keep my attention for the 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes that they last. So yeah, for them to basically pull this off for 5 minutes of doing the same thing and me not really dislike it, not really get bored of it, they're doing something right. A lot of it, I think, has to do with the vocals. It's what I commented on most. It's easily the most interesting part of the song. Um, well, the most interesting instrument for this song would be the vocalists. The way that they harmonize their textures. They just have two very unique singing timbres, and when they come together, they're cleans together. Just they sound good. There's not really anything to say about that. But his fry in the bridge, his fry with her clean is just, that is butter. That is smooth. I really really dig that. That is just such a good texture. I could listen to that all. I mean, I wouldn't want to listen to it all day. You got to have, dynamics and change things up so that it has more impact. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, I really dig that. That's easily my favorite part of the song. Was his fries and her cleans in the bridge. Um, but yeah, the music was good. It had this heavy. I don't know. The chorus had this heavy like sludge to it. It was heavier, and it was a little bit more optimistic than the pure tense atmosphere of the verse. But I don't know. It had this sludge to it. We're getting a little better. We're not as terrified. It's not as creeping as it was before. Maybe we're a little bit more empowered to fight this creature or to face this threat or whatever. But it just it there's no momentum to move forward. So yeah, there's some really cool things they're doing with theme in this song. I'm gonna have to go back and check the lyrics and kind of see how things fit. lyrically to the musical themes that I've picked up. But yeah, it's not something that I would turn off, but it's not something that I would go out seeking. It doesn't exactly interest me entirely as a song that I would listen to over and over. Um, and it is not, I've heard of Mushroomhead before. Back in my high school days, there were a couple other band geeks that were really into this band. And I'm going to say maybe it was the visuals, because I kind of remember wanting to get into them because some of my band friends were into them. So I was like, yeah, so you guys also play brass instruments, so your taste in music must be good. I mean, real amazing thought process here. So yeah, I remember trying to check them out, but I also remember it being really creepy and like these masks kind of put me back in that when I saw that mask at the beginning and the face paint kind of put me back in that 15 years ago remembering this. I'm just like, I don't know, something really kept me off. Dang, it's raining again. It's 2 days in a row. That's why it's so dark in here. So yeah, I remember them being just like really creepy and heavy and out there when I tried to check them out years ago, years and years ago. This is not anything that I expected. Especially with that thumbnail, I was really thinking it was going to be something a bit harder, more metally. So maybe it's just because this is their new stuff. I don't know. Mushroomhead fans, point me in the right direction. What should I check out next from them? Um, it doesn't necessarily have to be something more interesting. I'm intrigued to see if they do write things more interesting. But like I said, this song is really good at atmosphere and tension and thematic elements. And if that's their forte, send me in that direction. I don't necessarily need to hear them being technical virtuosos if that's not you know their thing. So yeah, hit me that up. Hit me that up. Dang. Hit me up with that information down in the comments. You guys can let me know if you enjoyed this or not. While you're down there, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the bell. If you'd like, you can check out my Twitter or my Patreon. Those links are in the description. I will be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. UTC, with two new videos. One of them is going to be the next YouTube Recommends, and we have another Patreon picks coming out this week, as always. Wednesday nights, always. So you guys can look forward to that. Until then, you guys stay safe out there and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you choose to watch my videos.